A lot of people ask me, how did I get married after about maybe less than 90 days? Like, how did that happen? And it's a simple yet complex process. But the first thing I think that I did was I got ready to receive someone. And what I mean by that is I started examining my childhood trauma, my daddy issues, my mama issues aggressively. And I used to talk to my friends about this, and it seemed like I was consumed with childhood trauma. And also having another layer of just being a black woman. Like, how did all this stuff affect me, right? So I think my first step is I really became emotionally and mentally healthy, right? That's like the first thing. And you can get more into that, but that's just like the first thing. And then the second thing that I did is I dated with a purpose. Like, I dated on an assignment. At that point, I'm like 44 years old. When I get married the second time around, 44, I had 2 kids, maybe about 16 and 16, 18, 16, 20, something. You know, my kids were older. I had my own home. I was making over $100,000. At this time, I probably had sex with, a number that I probably am too embarrassed to even talk about, right? I've had sex. I've been on dates. I've been flown places. I've been given elaborate gifts, right? And I realized that I didn't want to get enamored with the stuff, right? No, I did not want to get, I didn't want to lose my focus. I was really looking for somebody specific. One, a person who wanted to either share their life with me abundantly. Like, I want to give you all of me, right? And 2, or somebody who just wanted to change their life, right? They're just ready to leap, to change their life, right? They're already headed in the direction of this, right? I think sometimes as women, we're dating people, or we're trying to date people who are not going they're not going in your direction. They don't want to change their life. Right? So whatever you're selling, they don't want to buy. Right? They're not interested, right? I wanted someone who wanted their life to look different now. Not in 6 months, not in a year, but like now, right? And so they have this sense of willingness, right? And we know it's going to be hard because now 2 people above 40 now trying to blend your life together, that's going to be hard to do. But what I did want is I wanted a guy that was willing to change their life, right? And he has some of the characteristics. You know, everybody is not perfect. I think I have one of the perfect relationships, right? That is perfect for me, right? Where I am in my life. My husband is really easygoing. It allows me to grow. It allows us to get stronger, right? I always say that we're an awesome team. One, because I'm the general and he's a really good foot soldier, right? And together we're just able to move quickly, right? So a lot of times people will see me and him together and they'll think that we've been married longer than we've because we're just 2 imperfect people trying to become a perfect together, right? And he was a person who checked a lot of my boxes. Now, ladies, you have to figure out, what are your boxes? For me, trust and loyalty. And you had to have some financial stability somewhere. Either you have this 401k set up for yourself, or you've been on your job for this many years. You know how, like, when they're asking for something, a document to prove your identity, right? And in parentheses, it may read passport, California ID, a work badge, right? It's a lot of things, right, that can check that box, right? So I was fluid and flexible in that area, right? It could be, okay, you're working on your degree. It had to be something that told me that, you know what, you're headed in the right place, or this is a safe place for me to land. Because for me, I have to be able to trust you, right? It was a person one time that said to me that, you know, that you guys have to be able to trust each other completely, right? And that's in good times and bad times. But you had to give me something to work with in order for me just to give that trust, right? So I think that also is a key, right? You're dating somebody who wants to change their life, or they want to share their life immensely. And I also it is hard because a lot of people says, well, Kimberly, how can you have these really challenging conversations with people? Because if you wasn't interested in getting married, I wasn't interested in talking to you. And I'm being that, it's hard for me to say, but I have to be like this, that blunt, right? I cannot waste any more time. I'm over 40 and I still want to live life, right? I want to correct some of my mistakes, right? I want some do-overs, right? So I don't have all this time. So if I'm asking you about childhood trauma and I'm asking you really, really personal questions, if those questions are bothering you, I just knew you wasn't for me, right? I just knew you wasn't for me. And I was okay, because I used to tell myself that I'd give it about 2 weeks, right? If he's not giving me that consistency, I have to move on, right? Because I'm responsible for my love. I'm responsible for my happiness. And I think, ladies, we have to love ourselves enough to like really set a plan of how do you get married? Like literally, right? And even when you talk about there's a shortage of men, well, baby, if you want to get married and in your pool is not enough, baby, you got to go out to another pool, baby. I've been with different type of men. Believe me, it's okay on the other side, right? We have to just take our life and just be more in control over it. Dude, this was therapeutic for me. I hope it was therapeutic for you. Until we talk again, I am Kimberly Peters-Clayton. This was just my little tips of how do you get married quickly. Bye-bye.